So this is a little lesson in CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. And that's really just the relationship between our thoughts, our feelings and emotions, and our behavior. So when we talk about overestimating danger, a lot of our thoughts can be really highly unhelpful and they feel true in the moment. This is awful. Okay, you might not be wrong. My mind just won't stop. What if this pandemic doesn't end? Will it be over this time next year? What if? These thoughts directly grow and lead to these types of feelings and emotions. We're tense, fearful, we have apprehension about doing things we used to do, nervousness, we're overwhelmed, and irritable. Irritability is one of the predominant ways that anxiety manifests itself in children, adolescents, and adults. And it's important that it doesn't just look like worry or fear. The behavior we see is reassurance seeking, tell me it's going to be okay, procrastinating, I'll do this later, total avoidance, distraction. This is where people are spending disproportionately a lot of time on social media, TV, Netflix, just kind of numbing. Over-responding with excessive emotion. It's hard to know, is it dangerous to go to the store? Things like that. So we understand now what happens when we have catastrophic thoughts that overestimate danger. Let's take a look at helpful thoughts that remind us how we can cope. So, situation is still the same. I'm thinking about the pandemic. I don't like what is happening in the world, but I can handle it. So let's talk about that word, handle it. An important study was done on this, and it took a look at the brain of about 500 people. When they thought of their worst fear, their amygdala, that fear center in the brain, lit up. And there were 3 words that quieted it down. I can handle it, I can cope with it, and I can tolerate it. Because those aren't 3 things you would say if a saber-toothed tiger came in here and sat down between us. So our brain now knows, I'm uncomfortable and I can handle it. I don't like this pandemic, but today I'm going to handle it. I'm afraid to go to the grocery store. I'm feeling anxiety. And I'm going to remind myself that I can cope. Wearing a mask is proven by the CDC to keep you safe, along with social distancing. I can handle it. So when we have those thoughts and we're still feeling anxious, we're going to start to also feel hopeful, brave, and have some acceptance, which allows us then to have the behavior of reaching out to others, going to the store, reviewing our value system. Let's talk about this. If your value is to be a member of society and this pandemic has you afraid to leave the house, you have to take a look at how you can connect your values to your behavior. Empathy. When we are anxious, we don't see others. And the ability to mirror others' experience, to connect with their experience, to let them know that while you may not understand it entirely, you want to let them know you hear them and you see them. It's a powerful way we actually keep our own anxiety in check. So just to review, having more adaptive thoughts gives you more adaptive emotions and feelings and more adaptive behavior. Another strategy I'll offer up, and this goes back to some of the ways we were looking at how our thoughts affect our emotions and how they affect our behaviors. One of the most powerful thoughts I have some days when I feel like this is too much to manage, I've got so much on my plate, is I think of the Footprints poem. Most of us are familiar with that Jesus has got me in the palm of his hand. He's carrying me. I'm not alone in this struggle. And those thoughts allow me to have feelings of safety. I'm surrounded by love. I feel hopeful. And the behavior then is, I can definitely get through this day. Try to imagine and think for a moment what sort of spiritual imagery you can come up with, whether it's literally picturing God on the beach carrying us, or maybe you have your own imagery that helps you come up with more helpful adaptive thoughts to get you through this time.